My name is Charlotte Lenkaitis, and I will be reporting on some preliminary findings from an honors thesis project which examines the sustainability of student-led food pantries and perceived administrative support. Today, it is well known that rates of food insecurity are disproportionately higher for college student populations, and there are many hypotheses in the literature that point to why this is the case. First, getting a college degree has become a necessity. Due to this reality, college student populations are more diverse now than ever, with a larger proportion of first generation students, low income students, students of color, and other underrepresented groups. Second, the overall cost of college is much higher than it was a few decades ago, and it has become virtually impossible to work your way through college due to low minimum wages and significant reductions in the distribution of Pell Grants. Lastly, there is no social safety net in place that protects college students. It is well acknowledged that SNAP systematically excludes college students from receiving benefits due to restrictive eligibility requirements and confusing applications. To address growing rates of college food insecurity, food pantries have been the dominant solution. According to the College and University Food Bank Alliance, also known as CUFBA, there were 88 registered campus food pantries in 2012. Today, the number of campus food pantries has risen above 700. Across the United States, campus food pantries are housed under different university departments and have varying levels of staff support. However, a similarity across campus food pantries is that students hold a large stake in the success of pantry operations. Despite the increase in literature on college food insecurity in the last decade, there's a lack of research as to which campus pantry approaches are the most effective. It's important to gain the perspectives of people that are on the front lines to understand strengths, weaknesses, and whether this is a positive way to address food insecurity. The main questions guiding my research were: what are the lived experiences of student leaders working to address food insecurity at the University of Iowa? And how do University of Iowa staff members and administrators view their roles and responsibilities in addressing campus food insecurity? The food pantry at Iowa started in 2016 when a group of students saw a need on campus. Through their efforts, a student organization was created. During my undergraduate career, I was very involved with the food pantry. Last year, I served as a member of the executive team. My involvement with the food pantry was the inspiration for this project. Today, the staffing structure of the food pantry includes a 9-member student executive team, an AmeriCorps advisor, and student volunteers. There are 2 food pantry locations on campus that serve students, staff, and faculty. As a student organization, the food pantry is funded through the student activity fee, which is allocated by the university student government. To answer my first research question, an autoethnographic analysis was conducted with 7 members of the 2020 Food Pantry at Iowa executive team. Autoethnography is a research method that achieves a co-production of knowledge between researchers and participants through the process of analyzing experiences and narratives to generate common themes. To answer my second research question, 10 semi-structured interviews were conducted with staff and administrators at the University of Iowa that are directly and indirectly involved in campus food security initiatives. The interviews asked basic questions about staff and administrator roles and responsibilities for campus food security, as well as what they saw as the main positives and negatives of the current methods of addressing food insecurity. As I am currently in the middle of analyzing staff and administrator interview data, my presentation will primarily focus on the results elicited from the autoethnographic process. While conducting the collective analysis with the executive team, recurring themes were revealed. Some were positive and others were more critical. First, serving on the food pantry executive team was an extremely impactful learning experience. It opened exec members' eyes to the issue of college food insecurity. Second, in addition to growth in knowledge, a lot of personal growth occurred. Students recognized their ability to advocate in institutions of higher education. Third, despite many positive benefits to food pantry involvement, students also realized that there were inherent limitations that prevented the food pantry from being more effective on campus, such as a high turnover rate. Lastly, student exec members felt as though the university did not care about addressing food insecurity on campus and that the university did not care about them as the key players in addressing campus food insecurity. Many felt exploited and that it was unfair and irresponsible to put students in charge of meeting other students' basic needs without any real, meaningful compensation, or more importantly, support and care. Based on these results, it is obvious that experiential learning and community engagement are a valuable and necessary component of an undergraduate experience. Therefore, it can be argued that student involvement in food pantry efforts should remain a priority. However, the findings from this research suggest that students should not be the sole bearers of this responsibility. There is a need for a different institutional setup that still has room for student-led decision-making. Although a substantial body of work has shown that pantries are not and should not be a long-term solution to food insecurity, they are not going away anytime soon. More research is needed to understand the relative benefits and risks of different administrative structures for campus food pantries. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions or comments, please email me. I'd love to hear from you.